welcome on in to another episode of Getting Well with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry, Nick beside me, Occupancy bottom left, Dave bottom right, and we are ready to break down some Monday sports. We have a little bit of everything today. Lots of different sports to go over. So we'll have picks from all these different sports from combined between the four of us, as well as best bets from others that could not be here. But we'll start the show as we usually do, and that is taking a look at the current standings updated after the weekend. Overall, every sport profitable except for NHL, currently down almost 6 units. A little bit of a bad weekend for the NHL, but it's a long season. Overall, up 23.78 units, all sports combined. And obviously, that college basketball number is going to be updated after tonight. We'll look at NHL first. Overall, best bets profitable. Dog of the day, over under, a little bit down here so far this year. NBA, overall profitable right across the board in all three categories. Here, doing well. NFL, best bets, profitable. Dog of the day, a little bit down. Totals, doing well. Pretty much all across the board, except for me, but getting up there. Moving on up. College football, overall, best bets, over under profitable. Dog of the day, a little bit down there. College basketball, empty. And other sports, the same. Might not see much change in other sports, just because unless I give an AHL bet or we get some soccer bets or something from
CFL.
somebody. Yeah. Well, yeah, CFL. Yeah, CFL, but it's almost done as well. So we'll move on and start off with the NFL game. And I will bring it up here. I got it here. And you can get Baltimore Ravens anywhere from minus 120 to minus 135. New Orleans plus 105 to plus 115. I see 46s, 46 and a halves. The spread is currently minus 1.5, minus 2, minus 2.5, depending on which books you are looking at in this one. And for Monday Night Football, I am passing in this one. I want New Orleans to win because I'd like to see the Bengals win the division. I'd like to see the Ravens not win the division. So as a personal choice, I'd like the Saints to win, but I'm not putting my money on them against the Ravens here. I could see it going under, primetime under, but I could also see some fluky things happening with the Ravens and somehow this game squeaking over. So ultimately, I'm passing. Other stuff I like on the slate today. You don't need to force plays, so nothing for me in Monday Night Football. Nick, Monday Night Football, Ravens and Saints. What do you think in this one?
Yeah, I got involved in this game pretty early, and I was able to beat a pretty nice line movement because of it. I got under 47.5 in this game. And yeah, it's just me continuing to ride primetime under. It's a shocker, I know, it under, but I was able to beat a nice little line movement on that one. And this line to me screams Saints because this line's dropped, even though I've seen decent money and tickets coming in on Baltimore. So this game feels like a Saints game. I did not take the Saints, but I feel like if I'd have to pick a side, it would be New Orleans. But I do like the under here. I got under 47.5.
Great. Occupancy, Monday Night Football. Any thoughts here?
No, I haven't bet anything in this game yet.
All right. No worries. Dave, Monday Night Football, Ravens Saints. What do you think here?
Yeah. I have this game indexed as Ravens minus 1.5. It opened at 2.5, I think, and went down right to 1.5. When I look at the stats, there's no edge there. The only edge, and it's actually a big edge, but it's the only edge, is the teams in the first half. The Saints are 3-5 this year in the first half, and the Ravens are 7-1 in the first half. And so that's a big enough trend just on itself. By the way, I think the Ravens are a better team. They haven't played that way. They're still the Ravens are a playoff team. The Saints aren't. And so I am taking the Ravens first half minus half a point. Problem is it's plus money and it stayed there. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the Saints are at home. But yeah, 7-1 first half is good enough for me, and it's my bet. Ravens first half.
All right. We'll move on along. Going to be more of a relaxed show today, just going sport by sport here. And we'll just go over.
What's the relaxed show today? Hold on.
Yeah, relaxed show. But going to NHL. Dave's putting his picture off because he's really relaxing. I see what he means. Ha ha ha, Dave. But going on to NHL here, Boston. I'm backing Boston. I'm on their team total over 3.5, and also Boston puck line plus 135. The St. Louis Blues team is giving up 4 or 5 goals, losing by 2 or 3 goals in 6 consecutive games. They have lost in regulation. They are just not playing well. And now they get to head on the road here to Boston. Yes, there's a lot of background noise with Mitchell Miller. Obviously, I'm happy with the choice of releasing him. I think that was the right choice made by the Bruins. But it's a little bit too late because now all this talk is going around. I don't know if that affected the Bruins' play against the Leafs when they did lose, which, of course, I did make my best bet because my best bet in hockey has been jinxed. So, of course, it was the Bruins money line that day. Sorry?
Said, welcome to the club.
Yeah, it happened to Nick before, so Nick knows exactly what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter what I choose; it's jinxed. So my one loss in the night in NHL on Saturday was the Bruins, but I think they bounce back here. I like them to bounce back here against the Blues. Heading home, they're undefeated, 6-0 on the year at home. I think they score more than 4 goals, and I think they win by 2. Maybe we get 4-2, maybe we get 5-2. As Nick would say, I dare the Blues to stop a puck. And I'd like to see it first. Nick? Oh, there's 2 more games. Second game, I'm not touching. Yeah, I just almost skipped the 2 games. Calgary Islanders. I was on the Islanders on Saturday. Didn't really like what I saw. Was against the Flames. Do they need to just get on the road? Is that what the Flames need? I could see the Flames bouncing back here in this spot. But I don't really want to go against the Islanders in this spot either. So both teams will be playing tomorrow again. So both teams will be on a back-to-back. If I had to get to anything in that game, I'd be taking the under 6. I think we'd probably get a lower scoring game between the Flames and Islanders, but nothing official. And then Oilers and Capitals. I was on Morning Wood with Nick. We hosted it earlier on Picks and Parlays, and we both decided on the same play during the show. We both took the under there, under 6.5. Oilers Capitals. I love that Stuart Skinner is playing today because I want to fade Edmonton tomorrow. They've lost their last 9 games in Tampa Bay, sometimes by big margins. And Campbell, believe it or not, even though he's the starter, he has been the worst of the 2 goaltenders this year. So I like, obviously I'm giving a play early. I like Tampa Bay puck line tomorrow. But tonight I like the under because Stuart Skinner has played very well in net for the Oilers. Lindgren for the Caps. We'll have to see what he does, but as long as he doesn't get lit up here, if he can 2 to 3 goals, I like this game to be a lower scoring game. So I'm on the under 6.5 in that one. Nick, 3 hockey games today. What do you think?
Yeah, I got involved in all 3 of them in some way, shape, or form. In the first game here, I have it projected for. Let me get up today's games, not tomorrow's games. Already locked in a bunch for tomorrow, but I had this game projected for 4.88 goals between the Islanders and the Flames. Markstrom and Sorokin, the goaltenders. It's a great goalie matchup. 2 above average goaltenders, according to my numbers here. And I project a low scoring game, so under 6 with the lean towards the Islanders. I have them winning 2.63 to 2.25. So you see about 0.4 goals edge on them here. And you're getting them at plus money. I kind of wanted to take the Flames team total under, but that was 3.5 minus 165, which easily kept me off of that price because there was no way I'm laying that much on a team total under. So that ended up being a pass. I lean Islanders in this game, but no play here. The second game, I am on the Bruins team total over. I have them projected for 4.05 goals. I was able to get that team total over 3.5 at minus 115. I think the Blues are live in this game potentially. That's why I took the Bruins team total rather than a puck line or looking to play them in regulation or -1. Because I can see the Blues showing up offensively in this game and forcing the Bruins to have to score some goals. So I could see this being a little bit of a higher scoring game. I have projected for 6.49 goals, so I think it's right on the 6.5 there. I can see desperation mode for the Blues, maybe hit the road, whatever. But I did take the Bruins team total over 3.5. And the final game here, I had this game capped for Kemper and Campbell and got Lindgren and Skinner. I don't like my original play on the side. I am on the Capitals money line. I got that at plus 121, which is way off now. But then once Skinner was confirmed, I have this game projected for 4.8 goals, and I jumped on the under 6.5. I have this game projected for lower than 5 goals, so seeing a 6.5 was really cool to see. I know it's the Oilers, and taking the Oilers games under, so it's a little scary sometimes. But I can definitely see this game finishing 3-1, 4-2, something along those lines. So I took the under 6.5. I also have the Capitals money line. Don't feel as good about that as much.
All right. Isaacs with the comment of the year. Pooh, I agree with Nick. I know. When I agree with Nick too, it's like I kind of think to myself, what are you doing? Why are you agreeing with Nick? Something must be wrong.
That's totally fair.
Because it rarely happens. So I'm kind of shocked when I agree with Nick as well. But occupancy, 3 hockey games today. Obviously a much bigger slate tomorrow. But we do have 3 games today in the NHL. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this card is for hockey fans. Monday, the whole world's down, and we get 3 really good primetime games, arguably, in each market. I went ahead and passed on the side for the early game right away with Boston and St. Louis. This team is a team I'm not willing to have the other team's money line against the way Boston's been playing. Right now, it's just not going to happen. They're doing some incredible stuff, and aside from their decisions, management and all that stuff, they're playing good hockey. So I can't take a side. I have props in that game. I'm on Ryan O'Reilly over 2.5 shots plus 1 money. I'm on Vladimir Tarasenko over 3.5 shots. In the Islanders Flames game, I'm not thinking there's going to be a lot of goals. The way both teams are playing, there's major trends toward the under. Islanders playing a really tight game with Detroit and Chicago. Last week, these are 2, under type of teams. And, Calgary can play, with its competition. But even with the Predators and the Oilers game, their last game went under. So I think Daryl Sutter is really trying to emphasize defense. I know they're missing some key players on the defense. That's why I took Anders Lee props. I believe Tanev is hurt. And I believe another defender on the Flames is out. So they're not with their regular guys. Anders Lee leading the team in points. He had 36 points when I checked. I'm looking at something where I go ahead and bet whoever is number 1 on the team in shots or points, or I'm going to bet them at home, whatever their plus money is. So I'm on Anders Lee props in this game over 2.5 shots, minus 105. I also took Jonathan Huberdeau over 2.5 shots. He has been going up in how many he's knocking a game. But he's used to playing on the East Coast. Like, he's been struggling, and there's been a lot of shit talk about him. But last time I checked, he's hit this clip 2 or 3 of the last 5 or 6 outings there. So I think he's going to hit that tonight. The rest of this game, I'm on the no goal in first 10, plus 125. I'm on under 1.5 in the first, plus 110. I'm on the Islanders full game. I think they were on a run, and they ran into, Alumni Day in Detroit on Saturday. They were playing great, and then they had a tough one. Who still got the shutout. They played really well that game, so I think the Islanders bounce back. This late game, I did not end up on a side. I really missed the minus 135 with the Oilers that we were all talking about. That's where I would have saw the value. But I did get involved in a couple shot props. I got Dmitry Orlov over 1.5 shots and Jesse Puljujarvi over 1.5 shots. I think the books are hanging a little bit of low number, if you don't mind the juice. And other than that, really just looking at this first period of this Islanders game and then kind of moving on from there. No other NHL picks for me, Terry.
All right, perfect. Dave, NHL today. Is there anything that caught your eye? If you have any eyes?
I want to address Richie's. It's not Hollywood, Dave. Terry said that we're having a relaxed show, so this is Cool Guy Dave. Okay, so we're maxing and relaxing. All right. So I didn't really like any of these games except for last night. We were all talking, and I brought up, what about the Oilers Capitals under? And someone said, what a Jack Campbell this and obviously he's known to give up goals, but skating and goaltending, these on both sides, neither of these teams add up to 6.5. That's kind of where I've been going and why I had this game. So if Nick was on it, that pushed me over the edge. It's at minus 105. I took the under in that game. That's the only play I got. Yes.
Yeah, it was me saying that, and what I said is that I want Stuart Skinner to play, not Jack Campbell, because Jack Campbell has been allowing goals a lot, and it is Skinner playing tonight, so it works out perfectly.
I should have asked who the freaking goalie was. See,
yeah, the better goalie, even though he's the backup, he's played better this year. That's undeniable, and he's starting today.
That happened on my freshman baseball team. The coach's son played. I was better than him.
There we go. We'll go on to NBA. We have a huge NBA slate today. All 30 teams play. The first game is on at 7, and then every 15 minutes another game starts, going on till 10:30. So it's a very interesting schedule with a game starting every 15 minutes in the NBA. I'm very selective in the NBA. Currently 3-0 on picks and parlays, undefeated record. See if I can keep that going with my picks today. I took Phoenix money line minus 120 yesterday, minus 135 now. So you'd probably want to go with the -2 in the spread for the Suns on the road in Philadelphia. Suns the better team in my view. Yes, they're on the road, but I just don't like how Philadelphia is playing. Do like how the Suns are playing. I think it's a great price for the Suns on the road. We have the undefeated Bucks, who are 9-0 and continue on winning. -2.5. I got them for -2 last night in Atlanta, facing the Hawks. I just don't like. I just really like how Milwaukee's played this year, and I don't think in a month or two we would be getting Bucks -2.5. I think it would be closer to 4.5, 5.5. So I think there's definitely value taking the Bucks with a small spread for a team that just continues on winning. Boston and Memphis. I was looking at the spread for Memphis, and I thought to myself, you know what? Grow some balls. I'm going to take the money line. It's So I took Memphis money line, which is my dog of the day, plus 140. Again, better team. Yes, they're on a back-to-back. That's the only kind of bad thing about it. Boston is rested, but Memphis at home here. I like for them to upset the Celtics. And then my final game of the night, I got yesterday Cleveland Cavaliers money line at minus 108. It is now Cleveland Cavaliers minus 170 on the money line. So a huge move there. Cleveland minus 4 on the spread. I would still take Cleveland minus 4. Yes, they had a back-to-back. They beat the Lakers yesterday, but they got to play at 3:30 in the afternoon. The Clippers had to play at 10 at night. Now we're going on to the next day. Both games on a back-to-back. I like this Cleveland team, so I would take them minus the points, even at minus 4. But I'm on the money line officially. Nick, NBA slate, 15 games. What do you like here?
Yeah, I got to 8 plays from like 5 different games, 4 something like that. I got to OKC and Detroit. I took the over at 222.5. Where is that now? I know that line moved. Yeah, it's 223.5 now. So it'll be a nice 1-point line movement there. I had that game projected for, what was it? 227.5. So I saw a decent amount of, I saw a few points of value there with the over. Went ahead and took that. I have the Portland Trailblazers +7 and the under 218.5 in that game. I had this game projected for 214, so I saw 4.5 points of value on the total there. And I had this game projected for Miami -2. So I saw about 5 points of value on the side, which was actually one of my favorite sides of the day. This line's dropped to 6. And this is a nice little revenge factor as well, because these two teams just played each other a couple of games ago, and Miami blew them out. So I definitely can see that this is a nice little bounce back for Portland. I took them +7 in the under. I took the Grizzlies spread. I got 4 with them. I had this game at a pick'em, and I also took the over 230 in this game as well. I had this game projected for 234.5. 235-ish. So I saw enough value to go after that over 230 there. Brooklyn and Dallas, I took the over. I saw this is one of my biggest discrepancies of the day. I had this game projected for 222 points, and it's at a 214.5 when I got it. So I saw a nice little 7.5 point edge there with the over. I'm expecting a nice high scoring game.
216 now. So you
16,
picked
so
a
it's
good
gone
one.
up. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I really like the over between Dallas and Brooklyn. And then to end the slate, I have 2 plays on that Golden State game. This is way too many points for the Warriors to be laying right now, because it looks like they just don't care in half of these games. They're on a pretty decent sized losing streak, or on the road at least. Now they're back at home. I have this game projected for 4. I had it at a 4-point spread, and I got 8.5 with the Kings. I also have this game at 238 points. I got over 232. So I saw 6 points of value on the over as well in this game. So I went with the Kings and the over to close out the NBA slate for me.
All right. Isaac says, Jesus Christ, all NBA teams. Yeah, they're all playing. Thanks to Tim for giving the information. It's because they want everyone to go vote tomorrow in the U.S. election. So they are putting all the NBA games today, I guess, not to distract people. But I don't know what NBA games and voting really.
They're going to be running all those fucking ads. Every network's going to be doing it.
Oh, telling people to vote?
No. It's each candidate. Each candidate buys airtime, and they say why the other one sucks. So get ready for that garbage.
Oh, so all the ads during the games are going to be election ads.
Yeah, and I'm sick of it already. Okay. Anyway, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, no worries. And Isaac says, "Oh, about that." Kevin White, Jordan Howard elevated to Saints active roster. All right. I wish I could feel bad about the Warriors losing, but that would be a lie. Yeah, that's like what I said in the group chat about the Packers. I'd say I'm sorry to see the Packers
as a dog though next week. I'm definitely interested.
Nobody would believe me if I said that. So, occupancy, NBA slate, a whole bunch of games. Is there anything that caught your eye?
Yeah, I don't really cap NBA too much. I just kind of take a look at some matchups. I'm interested in Indiana as a home dog at a big price. Was Brandon Ingram still out? Or is he back? If anyone knows. Um,
I'm not sure.
yeah, that's that. Tyrese Halliburton props. I cashed on those last week. Nothing really. I forgot to mention I have Barzal, Hampus Lindholm over 2.5 shots, Huberdeau over 2.5 shots, and Kyrou over 2.5 shots as well. Nothing really in the NBA for me. If anything, I would try to bet a live over on a couple games, but nothing for the side for me really with anything. Ingram was back.
Tim says Ingram is back.
Yeah, then I might not jump on the Pacers, but I don't know. They've been playing well. I didn't think the Pelicans had beaten too tough of teams. Like they beat the Lakers. Or wait, they lost the Lakers in OT. See, I don't really cap basketball, but they beat the Clippers and the Warriors. Lost to the Suns, Lakers, and the Hawks. I don't know. I it's just a couple players I know, but nothing really for me in the NBA.
All right. Dave, NBA picks, 15 games. What do you think about them?
So I posted my favorite pick, and actually the line went the other way, but I still like it. I like Charlotte. I like teams off of home teams off of bad offensive performances. And when I mean bad, I mean under 100 points and shooting percentages in the mid to low 30s to high 20s. They fit the mold there against the most irrelevant team in all of major sports, the Washington Wizards, that are neither horrible or good. They're just there. Think of another team that's just there. It's the Washington Wizards. It takes more than 5 seconds with all the sports knowledge we have. They're the most mediocre team in all of sports. I have also added, I do like
Columbus
Memphis.
Blue Jackets.
I would even say they're considered like more bad. The Wizards make the playoffs.
Yeah,
every once in a
Columbus has
while.
been bad.
So like they're just
Columbus
so
has
in the
made the
middle.
playoffs a few times the last 10 years.
You know
They're
what?
just
You know
there.
what flavor of yogurt they'd be? Vanilla.
Yes.
And that's what they'd be. Not of ice cream, because vanilla ice cream is good, but vanilla yogurt's weird. Okay, so there you go. I like the Memphis Grizzlies too. I just took them on the money line. They've won every game they've had at home. There's 4 games at home. They've won them all. I'm not high on the Celtics. I think both teams are good teams. I like a close game at home for the Grizzlies. So that's another pick. And then I took 2 totals based upon one of my models that I use with non-conference overs between 220 and 230-ish. And the ones that I liked were the Houston Rockets and Orlando Magic, even though that total dropped from like 230 all the way down. I still like it. 2 teams that don't like to play defense and 2 other teams that often don't like to play defense. The Thunder and the Pistons. I took that over too. So those are my plays.
No, Timothy. Sorry to interrupt, Dave.
What do you say?
Yeah,
No.
they can beat the Whispering Herd tonight.
We're
I
taking
thought
Marshall.
about it. I mean, can I find it on an off? Is it on like a main book or
I can
I'll
try
look
to
for
look.
it.
who are they
People
playing
are
again?
probably wondering what the heck is Tim talking about. We were on on a StreamYard last night, kind of looking at games, kind of joking around, and I was looking at the college basketball games, and I noticed Marshall Thundering Herd, obviously a team I've heard of because of college football, are playing some team that nobody's ever heard of,
No
and
money
they were
line
minus
available.
1.5 favorites. Now they're minus 4.5 or 5, I think. So
I found,
Marshall is the bigger favorites now. But I was leaning towards looking at them. So Tim is saying,
Yeah,
let's
they're
take
minus
Queen
5 and
Laws.
there's no money line out that I can see.
yeah. Queens we have as the Sagarin has as the 360th ranked team out of 363 teams.
Higgs almost bet who? Queens?
Queens.
Or Marshall? Wow.
Yeah,
He's
that's
probably-
And
okay.
that's a good
probably-
segue into other picks, which is college basketball. Nick and Tim have like 100 plays. So I'm limiting him to 3 to 5 plays he can give out during the segment. If you want to get all of Tim and Nick's plays, head over to earlsportsbets.com. The link is in the description below. You can get their packages. You can also get my packages there as well. Both of us currently, Earl Sports Bets and myself, are currently leading the Picks and Parlays sites. So make sure to check us out there. But yeah, Nick will give out 3 to 5 college basketball plays. Go ahead, Nick. What do you think?
All right, I'll touch on the one I made my best bet. I like Villanova minus the points. By the way, I just punched in the one of the what do you call it that I used into I punched in index that one Marshall game. Sagarin has Marshall as a 22-point favorite, so it would only be Marshall. Yeah, but that's beyond the point. We're not betting that game. That line wasn't available to us until too late. But yeah, let me get up my document for basketball. I'm on Villanova minus the points. I have them as 23.5-point favorites. I got them at 15, so I saw a nice little bit of value there. Going with this one's another one that I put as one of my picks. I think this is my dog of the day. Wrong team favored. Give me the Jackrabbits outright against Akron at plus 4.5. It's dropped down to 3.5.
Akron, please. Akron.
Yeah, Akron. My bad. Akron. I like South Dak in that game, and then go a little bit of take a look at the number 1 team in the nation here in North Carolina, as we're going to take UNCW at plus 20. I got them at 23.5. So I'm going to take the Seahawks plus 23.5 against the Tar Heels tonight. I have that as 16.5 spread. There's my 3 and only 3. And I won't mention IUPUI under the total either. So it's staying at 3.
That's 4, but there you go. Instead of 100, Nick gave you 3 or 4. Well, 4. Occupancy. Is there anything in college basketball that caught your eye today?
No, I just do community plays on college hoops. I'm not really capping it. I've been looking more into hockey props, so I got other picks with that. I don't know if I mentioned both goalie save props in the Islanders Flames game. 26.5 for Markstrom, 31.5 for Sorokin. I was considering making one of them my best bet, but decided to go traditional today on regular game lines. I don't know if people feel about props and like records and stuff, but I like both those bets. No other picks for me for tonight. That's it.
All right. Tim is requesting something from Christina in the chat here.
No. He's talking about the Eagles. He likes them plus the points tonight. Moorhead University.
Dave, other picks, college football, basketball.
Does basketball. Moorhead play Presbyterian this year? So you have the Moorhead and the Blue Hose. The Blue Hose are the team
Moorhead
name.
State, yeah, Moorhead State.
It's HOSC. It's pantyhose.
No, I was hoping they were going to play one team from the Summit so we can get Moorhead versus Oral Roberts.
Yeah, that'd be way better. Yeah. Or I love me some Oral. Actually, I do like betting that. That's one of my favorite teams to bet. One of my most profitable teams.
Yeah, I love Oral.
Yeah, love Oral. But anyways, my favorite play in basketball or college basketball is Princeton Hofstra over 151. Two teams that score a lot and don't play defense. And Princeton, by the way, if you're looking at the Ivy League, most of the teams, they are that way. They shoot a lot and they score a lot and they don't like to guard. They don't. You'll see guys brush right past them in the paint. They just don't play defense. So that's my favorite play. And by the way, both teams were top 20 in scoring and bottom 20 or bottom 30-ish in defensive scoring. I also like St. Peter's and NJIT. I like the under there. I got it at 129. It's down to 128 some places from 130, and then it's the opposite on DraftKings and FanDuel. This is why there's so much value if you understand college basketball, because even the books do different things. They go opposite ways with these small little schools. And NJIT scored 62 points a game last year, and St. Peter's averaged 68, so that's at 130. But they did all their damage in the last month of the season. Go look at what they were scoring in the beginning of the season while they warmed up before their miracle run. So I like the under there. And are those the only two college basketball? I like to take it kind of slow the first couple of days. That Marshall, even though it's gone up 4 points, I'm tempted to take it, but you did miss line value. But if you're getting that much, I mean, I need to compare it to the other two indexes. So I'm going to index that, and I probably might. How much time do I have? When does that game go off? Let me see, Marshall.
You got a few hours. I don't think the nearest games don't start till like 6:30. There's like a couple BS ones right now. I see James Madison's up on a no-name school.
So
right
I might
now,
be on Marshall
54
just
to
because we
8.
were talking about it. I know it was funny, but if there's that much value in the index, it's hard to go.
Well,
Yeah,
I made it a joke, but it is one that caught my eye because I was looking at the list, looking for close spreads, and that one caught my eye. So that's why I was like,
Fairleigh Dickinson, Fair Dick, you.
And we will move on to the best bet segment here, and we'll start with over under as we usually do. And for me, Edmonton, Washington under 6.5. Nick, you're going with New York Islanders, Calgary under 6. Tim is going Michigan team total over 83.5 in college basketball. Occupancy, you were going Islanders, Calgary, first 10 minutes under half a goal, so no goal first 10 for Calgary and Islanders plus 125. Bryant is going with Syracuse and Lehigh over 143 points. And IceX is taking Edmonton team total over 3.5. Dave, what do you like here for over under?
Yeah, I like Hofstra, Princeton over 151, and NCAA men's basketball.
Minus 110.
Yep.
All right. Going on to dog of the day. For me, I am on one dog, Memphis Grizzlies plus 142. Nick, you're taking South Dakota State Jackrabbits plus 145. Tim is going with the Buffalo Bulls plus 140. Okay, so Buffalo Bulls, Buffalo Sabres, like what's going on here? Anyways, occupancy is going
Different
like
sports,
any
bud.
creativity in making team names in Buffalo? Apparently not, but occupancy is going with New York Islanders.
Yeah, like the Wild is such a creative name.
It actually is. Have you ever heard of a team called the Wild? No, you haven't. Well, you have, but thanks to me.
I've
But
heard too
had
much
you not
about
met
them.
me, you would never have heard of the team called the Wild.
I hear about them
Brian is
ad
taking
nauseum.
Hofstra as his underdog, and IceX is also taking the Islanders. Dave, is there a dog that you like on today's slate?
Yes, I agree with you. I like the Memphis Grizzlies. I also like the Bryant likes Hofstra. That's good for my over, I think. But yeah, the Grizzlies are. I think you can get them at better than 152 and 142.
Plus 142.
Let me see what I got it. I mean, I just literally bet it.
Bills, is Bills considered a Sabre or Bull?
145. Bet online.
Oh, okay. That's not
Is the Buffalo Bills, the Buffalo Bulls, which that's the confusing one, and the Buffalo Sabres. And there happens to be a Buffalo on the Sabres uniform.
Yeah, let's get some creativity when it comes to picking our team names. How about that? But we'll move on to best bets for today. For me, I'm going with an NBA play. My favorite bet of the night would have been Cleveland Cavaliers at minus 108 because now it's minus 160. I am not going to obviously choose that. So I'm going to go with the Milwaukee Bucks, undefeated Bucks, minus 2.5, minus 118. Nick, you are going with Villanova Wildcats, minus 15, minus 108. Tim is going with Morehead State, plus 24.5. Occupancy, you are going with the Islanders Calgary first period under 1.5, plus 110. Bryant is taking Northern Kentucky, minus 1. And IceX is going for Pavel Zacha anytime goal, plus 300. Dave, what do you think here for best bet of the day?
My best bet is going to be the Ravens first half minus half a point at plus whatever it is now. I mean, plus half a point, minus half a point. Yeah.
Baltimore Ravens first half minus a half in the NFL. and I will get the odds for that after the show. We will go to the 4 comments that we have here. I would have hit if I didn't switch at last minute. Yeah, his goal scoring prop. He was going to go with Marchand, and then he switched to Bergeron, and of course Marchand is the one who scored. But Isaac, you've been going really well with your anytime goal props. Yeah, I know what you mean. Brian is against Kent State, apparently, if that's who Northern Kentucky is playing. It looks so, per that dang news. Yeah. But that is today's show. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the content, smash the like button. We appreciate all the support. If you want the Earl Sports Bets or my premium plays, go to earlsportsbets.com. Link is in the description below. If you haven't followed Occupancy or Dave or anybody else that appears on the show, all of our links are in the description below. So make sure to give everybody a follow. And we will see you again tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, for another episode of Getting Well with Terry and Friends. Only hockey games tomorrow. Oh, well, I guess there's college basketball again. But it'll be mostly hockey focused on tomorrow's show. Make sure to tune in. Best of luck in your bets tonight. Have a good one, guys.